Hello Year 3, it is Miss Wilkinson. Today's date is Tuesday the 2nd of March and I'm going to be recording your maths lesson this morning. You have been doing about time and today we are going to measure the time in minutes. There are lots of different things that you can measure. You can measure capacity, which, as you can tell from the images that I've put on there, we've got a cup, a bottle, and 3 different bottles with liquids in it. When you measure the capacity of something, it is liquids, and it's usually done in millilitres and litres. This is something that we'll be working on in the rest of your school year. You also measure things in currency, which is pounds and pence. So when you go to the shop and you are buying something. Length, you all have rulers in your pencil cases at school. We measure in millimetres, centimetres, and in metres. And you can measure the weight of some things. We've got some cooking scales on there, some balance scales. These are all different types of measurements that we will be doing when you come back to school. But today's, and what we have been doing this past week and before half term, is we're measuring the time. Your in focus task today is how long did Elliot take to finish the painting? Okay, so this is Elliot, and the clock over here shows us the time that Elliot started painting his rocket, and this clock shows the time that he had completed it in. I am going to go through with you now how to tell the time, because before we even move on to measuring the length of time, or the duration means the length of time. So before we get around to measuring the duration that Elliot took, we need to know what the clocks say. So I've enlarged the clocks here, and we're just going to go through how to tell the time, a very quick recap. So when the red arrow is the minutes, and your minutes are put on these lines here, and the smaller hand is the hour hand. Now you can do these any way around. You can calculate the hour first or the minutes. It's completely up to you. I'm going to start with the minutes today, so we're looking at the big hand. Now remember, there are 60 minutes when we go all the way around the clock, but we don't put 60 ever in the minutes here. The highest number that you put in there is 59, which is this one there. And after 59, it starts at the beginning again, which is 0. So there are no minutes passed on our first clock. And you can really clearly see when you look at the hour hand that the hour is 4. So it is 4 o'clock. Now, if Elliot is painting a picture, I want you to just have a little think. Do you think it's going to be 4 a.m., 4 o'clock in the morning, or 4 p.m., 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Yep, it would be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Usually people are asleep at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And if we wanted to change that into 24-hour clock, remember you add 12 onto the hours. So if you have 12 added to 4, it would be 1600. Okay, so you can use either of those times, right? Now we're going to look at the second clock. Again, I'm going to start with the minutes first, and this is 0. I'm going to count round in 5s until we cannot anymore. Okay, so 0, 5. Look how I'm drawing on the clock. It's the easiest way to do it. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, so we have got 50 minutes have passed. Okay, and remember the technique that I showed you for when you're working out the hour. You look at the two numbers that the arrow is in between, and it is the one that has gone past. So your hour is 4:50. Again, if you wanted that in the 24-hour clock, you add 12 to the hour, as it's PM, so it's 16:50. Now I'm going to show you, I know you've already started doing these with Mr. Howell, just going to show you again, we're going to use a timeline to calculate the duration. I want you to try and use that word when we're talking about calculating the time. So the duration that it took Elliot from 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so that's PM, up until 4:50. So I'm going to start off with I'm going to show you 3 different methods of doing this, and it's up to you which is your preferred method. So I've started off with counting in 5s. We have Mr. Jump out there. So I'm going to start at the front, at the timeline. I've put the start time for Elliot up here at one side and the end time over here. And I'm going to start doing jumps like that. And that will get us to 4 or 5. So after 4 and 5, or 5, I'm counting 5s. It's 4:10. Or 10 minutes past 4, 4:15, 4:20, 4:25, 4:30, 4:35, 4:40, and then 4:45, and finally to 4:50. Okay. Then what I've done is put 5 minutes in each of the jumps. And to calculate the duration, the length of time, I'm going to count up all my 5s, and that will get me the answer. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 minutes. So Elliot took 50 minutes to complete his painting. So 50, and I'm just going to write M for 50 minutes. I want you to pause the video now and see if you can come up with your own method. So you might do a 10-minute jump first and then do 5-minute jumps. Or you might do a larger jump than 10 minutes. You might do a 20-minute jump. Okay, I want you to pause the video now and come back, and I'll show you 2 of the different methods that I have used. Okay, this was my next timeline. Again, I put the starting time for Elliot here and the end time for Elliot there. And this time, as you can see, I've chosen larger jumps. So straight away, I've gone from 4 o'clock all the way to 4:30, or 30 minutes past 4, or 4:30. I've gone all the way straight to that. Just done a large jump, and then I've done one more jump to 20 minutes, and that's got me to Elliot's finishing time. And now all I'm going to do is add up how many minutes that's taken. So I'm starting at 30, I'm going to add 20, so 30, 40, 50. And it's still showing that Elliot has been painting his rocket for 50 minutes. The next one that I've chosen to do, again, timeline, and his starting time and the end time on there. And this time I've jumped in 10s. So started at 4 o'clock, 10 past 4, 20 minutes past 4, 30 minutes past 4, 40 minutes past 4, 50 minutes past 4. And in there I put my jumps. I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's all showing me the same answers. These are just different methods. Well, it's the same method. It's just different calculations to get to the same point. Okay, you've got to find what is best for you when you're doing your timeline. These are some of the questions that you're going to have when you head back over to Teams. So I'm just going to go through how to tell the time on the clocks again. And if you get stuck with that part, come back and watch this bit of the video again. So I'm going to start with my minutes. Minutes, remember, is the long hand, which is the red one on here. And this here, when it starts, is always 00. There are no minutes past. No minutes have gone past. And the blue hand is the shorter one, and it is on the hour 12, so it is 12 o'clock. Okay, and this clock over here, I want you to just pause, see if you can tell me the correct time for this clock, and then come back on and I'll go through it. Okay, let's do the minutes first. We're starting here, starting 0, go around 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So it's 35 minutes past. I'm going to do the hour. Remember, I do the little trick of seeing which two numbers it has gone between, and it is always the one that it has gone past when we go clockwise. The hour is 12. 35 minutes past 12 or 12:35. Pause the video here, see if you can get the times for these clocks, and then come back and I'll show you how to do it. Alright, this time I'm going to start with the hour first. Remember, it doesn't matter which one you do. So I'm going to circle the hour hand is the smaller one, circle the two numbers it is between, and going clockwise, see the hour is 1. Going to go around to the minutes now, so 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 35 minutes past 1 or 1:35. And this one, starting with the hour again, it's in between these two numbers, so the hour is 1, and calculate the minutes. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 1:55. And again, when you head over there, you need to use a timeline to find the duration between 1:35 and 1:55. There are also these two questions over there, which are digital clocks. It's already got the time there for you. Have a really good go at this one. It is trickier. It is more difficult as we're starting in the hour of 9 and then you're ending up in the 10th hour. If you have any questions or you want to send your work over through our email, it is year3@ssj.co.uk. Bye, boys and girls.